Well, hey there and hello, and welcome to the Kitchen of the Dollhouse for another reading from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Joost for August 8th, the day of the role players. That's right, and here we have us a image or an illustration if you like. What could it be? Oh, a couple of cups and a ball. Whoa, for one of them elaborate shell games. Ooh, that's what I would reckon anyhow. Now, how that applies to the day of the role player, I can't quite fathom. But maybe we'll figure it out, if it even matters. In any event, hey, is it August 8th and it's your birthday today? Well, if it is, I just want to extend you a heartfelt happy birthday. And if you find this video long or maybe shortly after your birthday has already come and passed, well, I hope you had happy birthday. But for everyone else who's just joining us randomly out of curiosity, I want to say welcome and I hope you enjoy yourself. So let's get ready here. But before we dive in directly, let's roll us some dice. That's right. Why would we be rolling some dice, you may be wondering? Well, it is the Diecast birthday cast, so let's roll up some dice and live up to the namesake, yeah? But also, more importantly, for synchronicity's sake. That's right. And here we rolled us a 5 and a 2. A 5 in the root and a 2 in the crown for you New Age chakra folks. Though I still don't know how you would apply that to the chakras. In any event, hey, what is synchronicity? You may be wondering. Well, I didn't have a story laid out when I did the notes and everything, but about the time I was thinking of trying to dream one up, I'm not kidding you here. This is what happened. I had the YouTube homepage open, and there was a suggested video for a Tears for Fears inside joke, and it said 1985 single, and it just kind of caught my eye. But I had some music playing in the background, and it was a song I had heard before, but I didn't recognize. And so I finally look over to see what that title of the song is, and it is, and I'm not kidding you here, 1985 by Wings. No kidding. And so I was like, wait a second, I just saw 1985 because I've been on the lookout for numbers recently, even though I didn't roll any today. But and so I was halfway expecting a 5 and a 3 for an 8 on this one, but we was just off of it. Hey, no matter, right? Hey, we got to be realistic. So you keep your eyes out for a 5 and a 2 or a 2 and a 5 and an 8. Who'd say what happens? Or maybe we just imagine this is a 3. But hey, it wouldn't be real if I did that, would it? Okay, hey, let's dive in with your birthday read, shall we? Your month is August, if you didn't know, and your day is the 8th, and your sign is 14 to 16 degrees Leo, of the Leo 2 period specifically, and your quality and element is fixed fire. All right, August 8th, the day of the role players. Those born on August 8th manifest a strong desire to play numerous and varied roles in their lives. This should not be interpreted to mean that they are flighty people who shift gears easily, hopping from one career to another. Each change, each new role is painstakingly studied so that the success may be assured. And those born on this day usually have a strong desire for professional recognition and stand a good chance of success unless their career choice has been highly unrealistic or poorly suited to their character. It may well be astonishing to others and even to August 8 people themselves to realize just how fully they have played a given role, particularly when looking back on life from a later vantage point, or after subsequent changes. But as they are highly realistic and responsible, August 8 people generally only move on to a new role once they feel the previous one has been fully played out or satisfied. Mothers who transform into working women, men who change their company or occupation, even when successful, and children who seem like two different people depending upon which family member they are spending time with, are all typical models of the adaptability found on this birthday. Should those born on this day be performers or creative artists, they will generally be involved in widely varied styles and modes of expression. Those August 8 people who fail at a particular endeavor most often remain undaunted and just pick up and move on to the next job or backtrack to a career which they may have temporarily neglected. However, most highly developed individuals born on this day do not allow desire for change, and varied interests to dissipate their energies. They are therefore loath to involve themselves in more than one project simultaneously. And if they feel the nature of their commitment is compromised, well, in the same way, they make faithful mates. Oh, I think I messed that up here. They are therefore loath to involve themselves in more than one project simultaneously, and if they feel the nature of their commitment is compromised. In the same way, they make faithful mates, business partners, parents, and friends. Usually when August 8 people head in a wrong direction or go off track, they remain open to helpful advice, which is somewhat notable for such stubbornly determined people. Thus, their closest friends and love mate are invaluable at such times, and ultimately, however, after weighing all reasonable points of view, August 8 people generally make independent and rather fixed decisions. In order to keep themselves happy, those born in this day should introduce all sorts of diversity into their daily life. Their egos must be kept under control, however, and goals realistic. A healthy desire for security will contribute stability to their career and lifestyle. Well, all right, let's dive into the notes and see what I had to say about your birthday. Okay, let's dive in, shall we? A strong desire to play various varied roles, and done so in painstaking way to ensure success. It's interesting they emphasize this isn't of a flighty nature, because such vacillations could certainly be seen that way. And I hadn't thought about it, but when I was reading this, but in today's world, the truly dedicated Renaissance man or woman most certainly would probably be viewed this way, as flighty, considering any given career path tends to require years of experience and education in any particular career. I'm essentially ensuring a lack of success for anyone who wants to entertain more than one field. And I'd say idealistically, the varied path is more romantically viewed. And interestingly, it's ironic. It's not rewarded or desired in a job application sense. Or maybe it is in that regard, but when they look to see, like, well, what experience do you have in this job outside a few little here and there things, they're not going to take you on, But in any event, so I reckon even the job application aspect may not be that big of an issue, considering and apt to focus on the one subject of your present desire. So maybe that laser focus is what's going to be what scores you the job, regardless of the fact that you're all over the place, because you're laser with it, right? What else do I have here? As to also of note is the mention of dedication to partners and love interests, as it's much more amiable compared to that of a lot of other Leos previously covered in the past week or two. So I took note of that because they have a lot of issues trying to drill down on being copacetic with their life partners and such. Some of them it was okay, but they still had little mentions of difficulty there. So it sounds like maybe that's not a big issue for you. Hopefully it's not. What else we got here? So yeah, keep diversifying and maintain that ego, it says. Humility coupled with swaths of personal accomplishment make for good bedfellows and overall likability, in my opinion. Pompous braggarts, regardless their accomplishments, and they could have many, they can suck eggs. That's right. You got to be humble, right? You got to show that humility. Okay, let's dive in with your numbers and your planets. Those born 8th of the month are ruled by the number 8 and by the planet Saturn. Since Saturn posits responsibility and a sense of limitation, caution, and fatalism, the conservative side of August 8 people is emphasized. Those ruled by the number 8 tend to develop their careers carefully, although the temptation of role change within that career will be strong, as well as the need for one's major change of occupation in middle life. The added influence of the Sun, the ruler of Leo, on Saturn gives an intense quality to August 8 people, but not necessarily one that is backed up by deep self-confidence. All right, let's see what I had to say about your numbers and your planets. Turn the page down. Okay. Elsewhere in the book, it's mentioned that Saturn is the planet of contraction compared to the expansive planet Jupiter. And that speaks to structure of order and taking responsibility for actions. So it's interesting they mention here the intensity of the sun's influence isn't backed up by self-confidence. It seems like you'd have that in spades, or it was an integral aspect to your life and what you accomplish. But maybe, thought another way, it's not negating self-confidence. It's just saying that intensity is coming from another source. Something to think about, I thought. All right, hey, let's dive in with your tarot. The more eclectic of the metaphysical practices by my mind, but it's fun, it's free, it's in the book, and so let's dive in, all right? The 8th card of the major arcana is Strength or Courage, which depicts a graceful queen taming a furious lion. The queen symbolizes the female magician who can master rebellious energies and stands for moral as well as physical strength. And this card's positive attributes include charisma and determination to succeed. And the negative qualities include complacency and the misuse of power. Well, all right, this one was a little bit of a copy-paste job. This is the typical tarot entry. It didn't make it specific to you, so let's see what I had to say. The symbol of the female magician, a master of taming rebellious energies, and who stands for moral strength. They said that too, but here's what's saying. I say that this is an apt card for this day, I would argue. And perhaps the lion you're taming is the day in and day out struggle that comes with pursuing your goals with such laser focus, all right, which can't be easy if I take into account all my own endeavors. See, I like to think I could focus on one thing, but when I hit a brick wall, I move on to another, focus on that for a little while. So I'm a little bit different, and I got so many doggone projects, let me tell you. But in any event, hey, that's what I wrote for your numbers and your planets. So let's dive in with, or no, your tarot. That's what it was. That's what I wrote for your tarot. That's right. So let's dive in with your health. Stable patterns of diet, exercise, sleep, and sexual activity are deeply important in keeping August 8 people on an even keel. The need for those born in this day to express themselves through the body makes competitive sports or achievement-oriented activities such as jogging or gymnastics highly attractive. Affectionate and sensuous expression will be necessary a necessary correlate to sexual fulfillment. Problems with weight can usually be handled through diets emphasizing grains, fresh vegetables, and fruit. All outdoor activities, including family members, are recommended to say vacations, picnics, holidays, and camping. Above all, the sharing of affection with at least a few close friends or family members is vitally important to preserving the psychological health of August 8 people. All right, what I have to say about your health. Let's break it down, shall we? Keep your keel even, all right? You don't want to be thrown off track. And I know that's more of a boat metaphor, so you don't want to be thrown overboard, all right? You want to keep your feet wet if you can. You are on a boat, so, bound to hit some rain on occasion. Or some waves, perhaps. Anyhow, so get your sex and your physical activities in. That's right, it sounds like, and I don't go in, it sounds like anyhow. And don't go in too hard on the food. Let's see. So otherwise, this is a pretty well-rounded health breakdown. Yeah, that's what I had to say. Get you your sex if you need it. And keep your feet dry if you can. I'm not saying that that's related to sex, but yeah, you could do that if you like. All right, hey, let's dive in with some advice. Take time off from your active life and develop your contemplative side. Relax with your family, all right? Make your goals realistic ones, but don't ever get stuck, okay? Remain adaptable and flexible. I was firing it on 0 cylinders for about 2 heartbeats there. I don't know if you noticed or not, but hey, what did I have to say about your advice? Remain adaptable and flexible. I underline those. It sounds as though you have that tool inherently, by my mind. But more so, maybe it's focused on the macro, everything that's going on. Like having a big wrench that you can use for just about everything. Or maybe vice grips is better put in this example. But vice grips aren't the right tool about 95% of the time, so maybe it's not. In any event, you have a big wrench you can use on most problems, right? And that works for most eotypical jobs, like 95% of them, let's say in this particular metaphor. But you might consider getting a smaller one. Why do I say that? For those tinier jobs, right? Metaphorically speaking, be ready for the tinier garbage that's going to present itself and take your focus away from the bigger things, all right? The likes of which you don't want disrupted for. The tinier garbage, I mean. So yeah, keep yourself adaptable and flexible, but maybe also open to adding a few tools to your tool chest. Ones that will help you deal with the crap that's going to get in the way of the things you want to do. I think that's what I was trying to say in a more concise way. All right, hey, let's dive in to your meditation. When are we truly ourselves? Question mark. Once again, when are we truly ourselves? All right, I know what I think about that one as applied to everything that's been mentioned, but I'll leave that with you. This is your birthday, not mine. All right, hey, let's move on to your strengths and your weaknesses. Oh, yeah. All right, your strengths. You're versatile, multi-talented, and you're responsible. All right. And your weaknesses? Get ready. Hold your breath. What could they be? Egotistic. Ooh. Overly driven? Oh, is that a bad thing? Maybe. And you're unaware. Ooh. Overdriven. Ooh, okay. Hey, all right. Let's dive in with those born on this day. So we can see some of the other folks that share your birthday. Sometimes it's an interesting lottery, right? But other times we can, sometimes people are like, man, I really don't know what to do with my life. Well, let's see what they did with theirs, all right? And see, maybe there's some pop culture icon that we can append all these things we read about to and see just how relevant or applicable they are. All right. Those born on this day. We start off strong with Dustin Hoffman, the film and stage actor. We also have Benny Carter, the king jazz alto tenor saxophonist, composer, arranger, and band leader. So you could be an actor or a songwriter or something like that, or a conductor. Who else we have? We have Keith Carradine, another film actor, singer, and songwriter. How about that? I just said that, right? We got Ernest Lawrence, a U.S. Nobel Prize-winning physicist. He was the inventor of both subatomic particle accelerator and the color TV picture tube. Maybe become you a physicist if you're looking for a job. We have Leonid Massin, was a Russian choreographer of Firebird, Rite of Spring. We also have Dino de Laurentiis, two eyes. It's a Greek thing, might be pronounced funny, I don't know. He was a film producer and a director. We also have Isabel Allende, Peruvian novelist of Eva Luna. We also have Ken Dryden, a Canadian hockey goalie, and he led Montreal to 6 Stanley Cups. We have Nigel Mansell, a British Formula One world champion auto racer and 21-time Grand Prix winner. We have Esther Williams, a swimmer and a film actress. We have Arthur J. Goldberg, the Supreme Court Justice, the U.S. UN representative. We have Helen Jacobs, a tennis champion, Wimbledon, a 4-time U.S. Open winner. Play you some tennis there. We have Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings, a children's writer of The Yearling. Let's see, we have Jimmy Witherspoon, a blues singer. We also have Gertrude Himmelfarb, a historian, and wrote The Ideas of Poverty. We have Mats Wilander, a Swedish tennis player, another one, U.S. French Open winner, and Jose Delgado. He was a neurophysiologist, implanted electrodes in animals to give desired responses. We also have Deborah Norville, who's a TV journalist of The Today Show, and Connie Stevens, a singer. Oh, also Mel Tillis, a country singer. All right, hey, that's about the end of it, all right? For August 8th, the day of the role players. Your season is summer. Your sign, once again, is Leo of the Leo 2 period specifically, and your quality and elements is fixed fire. And this, once again, has been August 8th, the day of the role player. From the Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Joost. I have an affiliate link for this down in the description if you're interested in picking you up a copy and supporting the channel and supporting the authors, right? And supporting your coffee table with something interesting to read when you got company over, or you're spending time with your family to put your ego at bay. That's right, I remembered. Okay, what else we got? Your daily numbers. That's right. I thought it'd be 85. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. And I just mishappened. Well, how do we make it 85? That's right. Maybe just go you listen to the Wings song 1985. All right, folks. Hey, once again, I just want to relate to you my most sincere hopes for a happy birthday. And for everyone else who just joined us randomly, well, I hope you enjoyed yourself and you join us for your birthday reading. All right, take care of yourself.